Hey! I didn't see you there. And strawberry.
Yeah. Even though I asked you if you wanted strawberries earlier and you said no, absolutely.
You should have cut me an extra one.
I did.
Don't you know?
I always do.
Thank you.
You're so funny. You know what you forgot? The McGriddle has
I know.
syrup in it.
I know, but here's the thing. I was scared to do that.
Why?
I was scared of like burning the syrup for some reason. Is that a thing? Chat?
Like we're live.
Yeah, I think next time I probably wouldn't do it with chocolate chips. But I like my pancakes a little bit raw in the middle.
I don't get that.
I know. It's called Sloopy. That's what my dad called it.
That's probably not what it's called.
No, it's not. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's just my dad did it. I'm sure.
I woke up at like 5:45, and I was gonna go to the I was gonna make breakfast and go to the gym, but by the time I got back in the room, she was laying in the bed looking all cute and warm.
Or turn the lights on.
So I got in bed and we like hung out for an hour and then.
We hung out for a bit.
And now we both came downstairs to make breakfast, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. I just farted a bunch.
Ooh, it's gonna hurt my tummy.
Why?
Oh no.
You feel it?
Oh no, why it's doing it?
Well, the pancakes have gluten.
Yeah. And I put a piece and a half of cheese on it. Piece and a half of expired cheese.
Good luck, soldier.
It's pretty quick moving.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
Let me excuse myself.
I'm gonna go powder my nose. You just keep the audio on.
Blowing it up.
No, for real.
Go to the bathroom.
But I always want to like wait until it's like actually like here.
Yeah, I get it.
So I'm not like sitting
You
in
want
there
to open the door and wait for your guests when they're not even here yet.
Right, it's embarrassing. It's like holding the door when someone's like walking towards the door. I want to open the door as they're running through.
I understand.
Yeah. I'm like squirming. Okay, can I turn this off?
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn it off.
I feel like I have a lot of people ask me like, what do I do to stay motivated, or how can I stay motivated? And I've made a post about this on Instagram before, but like it's not very realistic to expect yourself to be constantly motivated. That's something that I struggled to accept for a really long time. You're a human being and you're gonna get tired and you're gonna get burnt out if you're constantly pushing and pushing and pushing. So give yourself the grace of like allowing yourself to have breaks when you need it, and you know, giving yourself the rest that you need and deserve. That'll make it easier to stay consistent. I saw somebody talk about discipline. So it's like your future you is depending on the current you to make those decisions. To get you to your goals or get you to where you need to be. And I think that's a really good way of looking at it. Keep your promises to yourself. And I think something that helps me a lot is kind of just reminding myself that like, I'm literally the only person that is going to be able, like if I want to meet my goals, I'm the only person who can get me there. Before I started my business, before I started on TikTok, before I started posting on YouTube, which is more recent, but before I did all of that, I had this like intense feeling of like imposter syndrome, of like constantly convincing myself that like I'm not good enough, or I'm gonna mess up, or somebody's going to not like my stuff or whatever. I was in this mindset of like, I want all these things, I want this lifestyle, these are my goals, but that can't be me. I couldn't do that. Those people are different than me. And then I had to start asking myself, like, why can't it be me? Why not? Do I really believe that it can't, or am I just scared of failing? And I really realized that all I was scared of was not even failing. I mean, to a degree failing, but it was more of like, I was scared of succeeding and then losing it. And I had to kind of really slow down and transform the way that I view these types of things and view my goals and myself and my motivation. Really ask myself those hard questions of like, why do I believe that it can't be me? Do I even actually believe that, or do I feel like that's something that I've absorbed from other people? Well, that's not a realistic goal, or, you know, that's a hard field to be in, or that's a competitive field to be in, and it's hard to be successful in that area. But like, I knew that the biggest regret that I would ever have is if I never tried. And now I'm 22, have my own place with my girlfriend, and within like a year, basically, I moved out of my parents' house. I started my business. I was able to quit my other job because of my business and focus on social media full time and running my personal training business. So I didn't really do anything special to get there. All I had to do was trust the fact that I'm not going to have it all figured out. Something that I would do is like, I would convince myself that like, I need to be super prepared. So I would do all this research and try and figure out how I need to do all these things without actually taking any action to do them. And then I would still feel stuck because I hadn't gotten anywhere. You can do all the research in the world that you want, but if you're not actually putting in the effort and moving forward with it, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to learn anything like valuable. I remember starting my business and I was like feeling super overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. And I just kind of had to slow down and be like, dude, you haven't done this before. You're not going to know what the fuck you're doing. But you're going to have to try and learn along the way. And if you can learn along the way and adapt to what changes and what happens, you'll be good. So I had to just kind of trust myself to figure it out as it happened, because realistically, that's the only way that you're ever going to end up getting anything done. Today's chest and back. I'm going to start with some weighted dips. Last week I started with like 45 and was able to do like 17 reps. So I'm gonna start at 55 this week and then go from there. Being able to do a bunch of these weighted is so satisfying, because I remember like years ago when I first started doing dips, I was like barely able to get like 8 body weight. So you're good. Ooh, shit. My shoulder started to kind of hurt there, but you're good. People keep trying to move out of the way of the camera, but like, I don't care if they walk in front of it. I was gonna bump to 60, but I think I'm just gonna do 55 again, and just try to get a deeper stretch. Because watching that back, I realized I wasn't really getting a really deep stretch. I'm gonna try to avoid the tension on my shoulder that I was feeling, but we'll see if I can manage. Okay. Oh, God, that stretch. Oh, shit. That set felt a lot better, but oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm gonna rest for like, probably like 2 minutes, and then I'll bump to 60 this time and try and get like 10 to 11. I'm gonna take the pump cover off though. Turn on some Lady Gaga. Oh, shit. Okay. I was hoping to get 11, but ouch. I do like to like slightly lean forward with these to get a good stretch and kind of just come back upright when I row. My form on these used to be terrible, so I would really stretch and then I'd use the momentum and come all the way back instead of controlling the movement and controlling the stretch. Just make sure that you're like actually focusing on that good contraction and squeezing the back before you just kind of let the weight yank you back. And if you're just using momentum the whole time, the lift is just not going to be as like optimal or quality tension, time under tension on the muscles.
Once you get to your third set, you're gonna up your weight. After your third set,
I feel like I really felt that in my lower back. I used to do rear delt flies like this, but like I feel like I never really felt it in my rear delts. I started going kind of underhand and back, and I feel that significantly more just for me personally. But I do recommend trying it out if you're somebody who kind of struggles to feel your rear delts with a dumbbell rear delt fly. I think it's just like the angle of it. But I like to kind of bring my feet out a little further so there's a good amount of space in between my legs and the bench, so that way I can get a nice hit towards the very edge, so I can get a better stretch like kind of under my legs before I come back. started a little too heavy with 40s. I'm gonna go down to 35, just so I can hold a little bit of a better contraction at the top before I come back down. I felt like that was a little too fast. I don't know what to listen to. I've been listening to Lady Gaga. I feel like I need some early 2000s club music.
Cracking your ribs. Got it. A little roll. Stretch. Back. Again.
That felt a lot better, but I feel like I keep trying to go out wide, so it's more of a fly, and I just don't really feel it in my rear delts. So I come a little bit closer. I guess that's more like a rear delt row, rear delt fly row, whatever. There's one more piece of hair here that's sticking up. I can't get it to go down. I started incorporating the pulse flies a couple weeks ago, and I obviously can't go as heavy because I'm doing like a full rep, a half rep, and then a full rep again before I continue. So it is limited in terms of the weight that I can do, but I like the fact that I can have a longer time under tension in a stretch position before I come back and really give a good squeeze. If you haven't tried them, I do recommend it. I feel such a good contraction in my pecs that it low-key kind of hurts. And then when I start to fail, I just try and do partials for as long as I can. Ooh. I've noticed more growth in the last couple months since I've kind of cut down from like 5 days and really, really high volume to like 3 or 4 days a week with like still a good amount of volume, but less volume and just really focusing on my overall intensity for each set. I think giving myself that extra time for like rest and recovery has honestly helped significantly when it comes to growth, especially for my chest. Also pushing myself through to failure and then continuing with partials until I'm at complete failure or close to complete failure has been helpful. I like to bend my elbows and get a good stretch in the pecs here, and then try to straighten them when I squeeze. And I like to bring my butt out. And I forgot I was doing partials. I like to bring my butt forward on the seat rather than having my back straight up against it, just because I feel it more in my pecs that way. I think something that really helps as well, if you don't do this already, is like mentally, the more experience, let me backtrack real quick, the more experience you have, the easier this will be, the more mind-muscle connection you have, or you can feel. But when you're like mentally thinking about squeezing those muscles that you're targeting, that really, really helps. Because then you start to get in your head, okay, let me feel a stretch exactly where I want to feel a stretch, and feel a really good squeeze exactly where I want to feel the squeeze. And if you're not feeling in the right spots, change up what you're doing, move your elbows, move your butt, do something, and figure out what works for you personally. That guy is massive. I should have done a drop set maybe, because I'm struggling to get a full squeeze. I think I'm going to do a drop set and drop it pretty low and rest a little, just very little in between. Okay. I only rested for probably like 20-30 seconds, but I dropped it down from 110 to 70, so I'm just gonna try and do a couple full reps before I move on. There's a school bus like literally right outside the window, and the bus driver's just probably looking at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Oh. Supposed to have your elbows here, but my arms aren't long enough to like reach up where I want, so we'll see. The first set that I did was quite low, so I am gonna bump it up a bit. My shoulder starts to kind of grind a bit there. I was going to do 3 sets of that, but it really does not feel good on my shoulder. So I'm just going to stop there. And probably go pose for a little bit. I'm excited to eat. After I ate, I worked on my computer for a couple of hours, answering clients, answering emails, and stuff like that. But today's Tuesday. I was supposed to do my shot yesterday on Monday, but I forgot. So I'm gonna do it right now. Kelsey's downstairs making protein brownies, but I'm gonna do my shot. Normally I use like actual like alcohol wipes, but I ran out, so I'm just using like a gauze pad and alcohol to sanitize. But I should probably go to a store and get more alcohol pads. For me, looking away helps my needle anxiety, so I just don't look while I like look while I line it up, but I don't look as I stick the needle in, because if I do look, it makes me feel like I can't do it. Impressed with myself for how easy it is for me to do this now, compared to how much I struggled with anxiety doing my own shot for a while at the beginning. But, I mean, if you're continuously doing something every week, of course you're going to get used to it. And it's not bleeding, so I don't need a Band-Aid. Okay, so that's the end of this vlog. I'm actually going to upload my footage onto my computer and start editing, and then for the rest of the day, I will probably just hang out with my girlfriend and play Xbox or something at some point. But I hope everybody has an awesome day. Goodbye.